This past week, I had the chance to sit down with current Colorado House District 5 Representative, Democrat Crisanta Duran, to talk about the previous legislative session and her campaign for re-election.
You know, when I ran for office 2 years ago, I campaigned on the idea that regardless of the neighborhood that one is from or regardless of their background, that everyone should have access to economic opportunity and access to the American dream. It's really been challenging to see the Republican Party in the last couple of years go so far to the right. For example, the end of the legislative session this last year was really troubling to see the bill civil unions completely be obstructed even though there was enough votes. Another bill that I'm very passionate about is Colorado Asset, and that's a bill for undocumented students to receive a modified rate of tuition. But it's another bill that if that bill would have went to the House floor, we would have been able to have the votes to pass it and get it to the governor's desk.
Despite facing such legislative challenges in this past session, Representative Duran has big plans if re-elected.
We are deeply underfunding education in the state, and I think that when we think about the type of state that we want to be, to where everybody, regardless of their background, has a fair shot and access to the American dream, education is crucial to those outcomes. While I am thankful and humbled to have been chosen to serve as a state representative 2 years ago, there are many other issues that we know that we need to address for students and people across the state. That's what motivated me to run for office 2 years ago. And that's what I want to continue to work on and produce results on.
Clearly, Representative Duran is passionate about the future of Colorado and House District 5. Unfortunately, the Republican and Green Party challengers were unable to be reached for comment about the upcoming election.
Care is the primary concern of Denver's City Capitol building. The remarkable building of the people, as it has been dubbed, is undergoing a costly historical preservation endeavor. The scaffolding is an eyesore, but is necessary to complete the estimated $17 million project. The cast iron enclosure of the dome has suffered serious deterioration due to the severe Colorado weather. The Share in the Care campaign began in 2009 when Colorado Preservation Incorporated formed fundraising plans to restore the dome to the Capitol. The legislature diverted $4 million from the State Historical Fund in 2010. However, $13 million is still needed. For information and to donate, visit shareinthecare.org. Once completed, a public celebration will be hosted in the Civic Center Park.
Wow, well, this election season sure has been heated, hasn't it?
It certainly has been. There's a lot riding on everything involved in this election, so we hope everybody goes out and votes.
Yeah, make sure whoever you vote for that you're voting this season.
That's right.
And after the break,
the RMAC tournament is here, and that means some great action for both the men's and women's soccer team this week.
And Britney Carter joins us to tell us about everything you need to know and going on in Hollywood in EntertainMET. But before the break, the Met Report is brought to you today in part by the Health Center at Auraria, making health convenient on your campus.
Did you know that you can get health tips, resources, and warnings from the Health Center in multiple ways? The Health Center provides Student Health 101, an electronic magazine at www.msudenver.edu/healthcenter, real-time updates at Auraria Health on Twitter, and information at Health Center at Auraria on Facebook. We'll be right back.
I'm Annalisa Blanco, your inside source to everything in Hollywood.
I'm here to bring you the latest juicy gossip from the Mile High to the streets of Hollywood.
You're gonna do your woohoo at the end.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Giving you the Mile High scoop on what goes on in Denver.
I'll just say that some characters are united.
Where I bring Hollywood a mile high. So make sure to check us out every week on Met Radio and the Met Report.
Now joining us for EntertainMET is Britney Carter. Britney, how's it going?
Good, Dave. Hey Metro, welcome to this week's edition of EntertainMET. I'm Britney Carter, here to bring you all this week's ooey gooey gossip from Hollywood right here to a mile high. First, we go to this breaking story about Cat Williams. Last night, he was scheduled for a comedy show at the Wells Fargo Theater in Denver at 8 p.m. But the fans said that his opening 6 comedians didn't even start till well after 9 o'clock. When Cat finally took the stage 2 hours later, he got out of control and was rapping, then threatening and spitting on the audience. The fans who did stay saw a very public wreck. Rumor is that the show for tonight is still on the schedule, but whether the fans or Williams' show is another question. For this story, Demi Moore, you might want to cover your eyes. Ashton Kutcher and his recently named Sexiest Woman Alive were spotted walking down the street with a baby bump. A little soon, don't you think? Well, unfortunately for all you bump watchers, Mila Kunis's rep later made a statement denying all claims of the pregnancy. By now, we all know of this terrible Hurricane Sandy, but I don't think anyone knew it would put a hold on national TV. Late night shows Jimmy Fallon and David Letterman were filming Tuesday's episodes without audiences due to the conditions. Comedy Central's The Daily Show and The Colbert Report were both canceled for Tuesday night. Other closings in New York due to the weather on Tuesday were Broadway, Carnegie Hall, and the Lincoln Center. Good news is, though, that most productions were back up and running the next day. In related news, it was reported that Hurricane Sandy wiped out the Jersey Shore's famous Shore store. A source close to the store owner was told that the storm caused severe water damage to a lot of merchandise, including t-shirts, display cases, and screen printing equipment. But the worst damage of all was to the steel doors in front of the shop, which cost several $1,000s each. Not only was the Shore store affected, but the whole boardwalk was torn to pieces by the storm. Let's hope the Jersey Shore cast helped give back to where they became famous. Megan Fox and her lawyers hit the spotlight when they threatened to sue website celebjihad.com. Celeb Jihad allegedly photoshopped Megan Fox's face on another naked girl's body. Her lawyers told the site to either remove the photo immediately or be sued. Ladies, another man is off the market. Previous Bronco player and Christian enthusiast Tim Tebow finally scored a girl. Actress and ex of Joe Jonas, Camilla Bell. The couple showed up together at Latitude 30 in Jacksonville, Florida. Sources connected to Camilla said they are definitely an item, and people who attended the party said they were very overly affectionate throughout the party. They are known for their mind-blowing moves and imagery storytelling that knocks people's socks off. Cirque du Soleil. That's right, you can get taken into their fantasy November by seeing Cirque du Soleil presenting Quidam at the First Bank Center on November 7th and 18th at the Budweiser Event Center from November 14th to the 18th. You can go to thefirstbankcenter.com for tickets and info. Well, last night kicked off the 35th annual 2012 Denver Film Festival. The festival works to promote the medium both as an art form and civic forum. It is the only nonprofit organization in Colorado dedicated to engaging its members while still including the community. The Denver Film Festival honors many people, including famous actors. Jason Ritter and Vince Vaughn are on the schedule to receive awards this year. Make sure to tune back into the Met Report as we bring you more coverage on this event. Well, that's going to wrap things up for this week's edition of EntertainMET. Back to you guys on desk.
Thanks a lot, Brittany. I know a lot of people are going to be sad that Tim Tebow is now off the market.
Well, if you're looking for a good backup, I think Mark Sanchez is available.
That's right. Coming back after the break.
Justin Taylor comes out from behind the mic in the radio studio to get us updated on everything in Met Report Sports.
On that long and do it all again so I can find my way back home.
The sun seems to shine a little less since you've been gone.
You were the one I wanted. Don't stray, don't ever go away.
I'm just smiling, everyone wanna go with it. Oh.
Now joining us on desk for Met Report Sports is Justin Taylor. So how the team's looking, Justin?
Both teams looked good this weekend. Volleyball team still looks good. So Coach Debbie Hendricks and the volleyball team, they're still ranked 23rd in the nation. They've been there for the past 3 weeks. Last Saturday, they went down to the Springs to play the Mountain Lions of UCCS. Metro State handled the Cougars in 3 sets. Kylie Hahn did the most damage for the Roadrunners. She had 14 kills. Vanessa Gimignani played her regular role, leading the ladies with 36 assists. Nikki Kinzer finished with 7 kills to lead UCCS, but MSU sweeps the season series against the Mountain Lions and improves to 15-8 on the season. Metro concludes the regular season this weekend when they take on Colorado Christian tonight and Colorado Mines tomorrow. Both of those games start at 7 and will be at the Aeraria Event Center, so pack in there and make some noise. Metro State Ladies Soccer, their postseason at home Wednesday. Colorado Mesa is the only team left in the RMAC that MSU hasn't defeated. The teams played 3 weeks ago, and the Mavericks won 1-0 in Grand Junction, so the revenge card definitely in play for this one. Carissa Price, Kelsey Newland, those ladies holding huddle right there, getting jacked up for this one. Mavericks getting their last little bit of instruction before the game starts. And right from the beginning, Abby Rolfe was on the attack. You see her getting deep in the zone, threatening Sarah Schnetzler there. Schnetzler recovers, gets another shot. Rolfe does right here, but just overshoots the goal. Just couldn't get the ball in the back of the net. One more time, she gets a look from Carissa Price. Sarah Schnetzler did her job in the first half. She got out without allowing a goal, but not as fortunate in the second. Look at Carissa Price with the left leg. Scores her 15th goal of the season. MSU on top, 1-0. Play of the game here. Aubrey Fondy crosses, Carissa Price heads it. Brandy Farley finishes. 2-0 the count, and to solidify the win, got the ladies for the postgame.
Our team obviously does best when we just do quick one-touches, and even if they're in the air, we can just get on them and finish.
You know, we knew we had a ton of chances at their place, and we just couldn't find that goal. And we just knew, you know, we'd get a lot of chances again. We just had to make sure that we put in the back of the net, and it was good to do that the second half.
Fellas also in action today. The ladies are in second round action as we speak, though. They're taking on Colorado Mines. The score is 0-0 at the half. Fellas are out there as well. We'll get you updated on that as things progress. Men's soccer team playing in the first round on Wednesday as well. From first look, it seemed like Metro drew the short straw when they found out they had to host national champion Fort Lewis. Metro came in as the 3 seed. The defending champs were the 6th and final seed, but you wouldn't have been able to tell in the first half. Look at this play. Casey Dean leaves the ball to Andy Hoffman. He puts a touch on the ball for Giannis Becker. 1-0, Fort Lewis up after 4 minutes. Skyhawks weren't done. 2 minutes later, Becker serves up the corner kick. Derek Freeman on the near post. Early 2-0 lead. Runners would respond. Second half, Captain Mark Hirschberger cleans up the Brendan Hughes miss, and MSU is on the board. RMAC Freshman of the Year, Danny Arubla, plays a ball to Hirschberger, and 6 minutes into the second half, we're tied at 2. Score remained that way until the freshman Pierce Galan found himself wide open to crank home the game winner. Metro State knocks off the defending champs 3-2. That was Galan's first goal of the season. We spoke to Coach Kim Parsons and Mark Hirschberger after the big win.
Pierce gets the credit for being the hero, but by scoring the game winner. But you know, I look at it and go, you know, Hirschberger's the man of the match, I think, today.
I didn't want this to be the last game of my career, and you know, I did everything in my power to make sure that it wasn't, and you know, that's what drove me to it.
So the fellas are out there in Golden, as I said, and they will take on Colorado Mines at 2:30 p.m. today. Basketball season also underway. Lots of expectations for both the men's and women's team this season. Men's lone preseason game this year was out in Fort Collins to take on the CSU Rams. Coach Clark, he's getting ready to roll. Roadrunners are ranked 5th in the nation for Division II basketball. The Rams are in the top 30 for Division I basketball. So a good test for the fellas. Early on, Brandon Jefferson using the crossover, going through the contact to use the glass. MSU trailed throughout the game. Jefferson was a spark plug in the first half, uses the screen from Nicholas Kay and nets the three-pointer there. Demetrius Miller led Metro with 21 points, had a nice floater here on the baseline. Down 43-32 though going into half. Dorian Green comes out running the break with Colton Iverson. You see him finish. CSU's height was just too much for Metro. Iverson takes this lob pass from up top, helps himself to an easy layup. Rams defeat the Roadrunners 87-67. CSU had 19 offensive rebounds, something the fellas are going to have to clean up. Metro men kick off the season in a week when they play Minot State. The ladies will start on November 16th when they host the Holiday Inn Select Classic. So basketball season underway and good stuff going on for the rest of fall sports.
Right, I've been incredibly impressed at the come-from-behind victory that men's soccer had.
Didn't see that one coming.
Not at all.
I think that last goal in the women's game needs to be submitted to SportsCenter.
That's right. And just as a reminder to everyone, daylight saving time will begin at 2 a.m. November 4th. So don't forget to set your clocks back 1 hour. But cheer up, Metro, because this time around we'll gain an hour, which means a little more sleep to help us get through the rest of this semester.
And that will do it for this week's edition of the Met Report. For Dave Reisner, Britney Carter, Justin Taylor, Dina Databoy, and the whole Met Report staff, I'm Ben Hanbender, and we'll see you on campus.